Please note, we would like to make it very clear, we are totally against the form of discipline described in the articles and accounts being used on minors and non-consenting adults. Although some of these accounts are fictional, and others may be an exaggerated reality, none of them are too far from the truth of what really happened back in those days. If you are enjoying our stories, please do subscribe to this channel. We will be posting many more stories as time goes by. After my paddling. I've already told you how I got paddled for passing notes in class. This is the story about what happened when I got home that day, with an already sore bottom. As I noted in my previous story, prior to being paddled that day at school, I had not been spanked in over 2 years. I hadn't even really been threatened with a spanking. Grounding had replaced the parental hand. As I went through the rest of my school day, squirming in hard chairs, feeling a little feverish, I mentally played the "how long will I be grounded for" game. It's amazing I didn't get in trouble again that day, for not paying attention. My mind wandered a couple of times to a rule I had known throughout my younger years, that being in trouble at school would result in an immediate spanking. However, I dismissed the possibility. That rule was for back when I was still being spanked, after all. When I finally reached the final bell and shuffled off to home, I was dreading what was sure to be an exceptionally long chewing out and the forthcoming sentence. Caroline and I wished each other luck as we left the building. So I walked on home. When I finally got there, my mom was sitting at the kitchen table, staring at the door. There was none of the calm coldness of Mrs. Jameson. Rather, the fire of anger animated her entire face. "Sit down and do your homework right this second, young lady, then we are going to talk." Well, that didn't sound good. I complied, thinking she was giving herself time to calm down. As I worked through my assignments, I actually found myself settling down. I didn't exactly forget that I was in big trouble, but I pushed the thought aside. When my homework was finished, Mom swooped right back in and told me, "Go to my bedroom, right now." Her bedroom? That was weird, that had never happened before. But I wasn't exactly feeling confident that I could question her right then. So upstairs and into my parents' bedroom, I went. My mom followed, and her voice was rising as we entered. "What were you thinking, if you were even thinking? School is not a spot to act up, young lady." I don't remember her ever once bringing up the note passing or the profanity, just the very fact that I had been sent to the principal and that I had been paddled. My offense wasn't the specific action, in her mind, but merely the very basic misdemeanor of getting in trouble at school. Did I say she was taking time to calm down? I'm a damn fool because she was as angry as I had ever seen her in my life. She opened a dresser drawer and removed a wooden hairbrush I had never seen before. I should have known at that point what was in my future, but I swear it didn't register. "What's that for, Mom?" "What do you think? That's it to fix your hair. Come here." And so for the first time in 2 years, and the first time as a teenager, I found myself across my mother's lap. Then the brush began to come down, and I began to yell. For the first time in my life, I got a true bottom tanning. The brush continued to talk well past the point that I myself could even verbalize. My mom was spanking me well past the point of crying. She was going for hysterical. She was trying to make sure I never sat comfortably again, or so it seemed at the time. Finally, after what felt like hours, she pushed me off her lap. "You are not too old for a spanking, Samantha, and I hope you remember that, because this can be done again, and worse." I finally got myself together enough to leave her room and go to mine. I fell asleep still crying. Over the next 2 or 3 years, Mom threatened me with the brush on several occasions, often using the euphemism, "Do we need to go fix your hair?" Just one more time, she proved true to her word, that I was not too old to be spanked, and that it could indeed be done again, and worse.